All right, good evening. It is 7 p.m. The Board of Trustees of the LaPorte Independent School District is now convened. I wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present. Every student's success is our number one priority. As the LaPorte ISD Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, adopt policy, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and communicate the district's vision and success to the community. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of our superintendent. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. School board meetings are open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. Audience participation is limited to the patron presentation portion of the meeting. Board members may not respond to the public comment section. These proceedings may be recorded, and I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking. Thank you again for your taking time this evening to join us and for your interest in the LaPorte Independent School District. At this time, will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Joining us tonight on Texas Rifle Cadet Private Xavier Agary, Texas Flag Cadet First Lieutenant Lucy Thornburg, American Rifle Cadet Staff Sergeant Katie Daugherty, and American Flag Cadet Captain Kaylee Bailey. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now our Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Order. You'll bow your heads. Sorry.
Ready. Seat. Reason. Arms. Order. Center face. Mark time. March. Forward. March.
Thank you again to our members of the JROTC. If you please remain standing, our invocation tonight is led by Trustee Karen Wheeler Hall.
Dear Lord, as we begin this new year and this new semester, we ask you for your blessings and guidance. We would like to say how grateful we are for the wonderful students, their families, our teachers, administrators, and staff, and on this evening in particular, our superintendent, Dr. Walter Jackson. Lord, may this semester be a great one. May we be successful and have a wonderful year. In your name, amen.
You may be seated. We'll go now to item 5, recognition, board appreciation.
Ladies and gentlemen, first up in our recognitions, we want to welcome Bayshore Elementary's first grade under the direction of Ms. Sarah Vargo. And as the students are making their way in, I just want to ask you guys, when their performance has completed, if you would please exit this door over here to prevent a bottleneck here, and greatly appreciate it. Ms. Vargo.
Good evening. I'm Sarah Vargo. This is Bayshore Elementary first grade, and we're going to sing a song called Thank You. We have rewritten some of the words to it, but you might recognize the melody.
And just to conclude, I'm Ms. Horak. I'm one of the first grade teachers at Bayshore. And just to conclude and to show our appreciation to and to say thank you for the ones that show their heart for our school district and our community. And we could not do our job without them. We have a little thing to show our appreciation to them. But I'll be good, Ms. Fargo. Oh, if we could have the school board kind of come close.
Great job. Good job. Wonderful. Awesome job. Here, give it to Mr. Thank you. Aww. Yeah. Fingerprints on the tree. Here we go. So cute. You did such a good job. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, very nice. So much.
And with these pictures, every student at Bayshore has a hand in the painting. They have touched it in some way or another. Whether it be the tree trunk, whether it be the painting of the tree trunk, all the kids' fingerprints are the leaves.
Oh, they're so cute.
Adorable. Okay, y'all look at your mamas and daddies. Get those pictures. Look at him right there in the back.
Ready, 1, 2, 3.
Good job, guys.
These are awesome.
Okay, y'all.
Thank you so much for us. Thank you. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. So I love the idea. I love it. I love it. You're going to leave without giving you a hug. She surprised her. She did the grass. At least that's what she said. She said, I recognize it. I love that one.
I mean, he came to football games when he was still in my belly. That counts, right?
Yeah, it does.
Thanks, you too.
Do we need to put these down?
Ladies and gentlemen, moving on in our recognitions, as you know by now, January is School Board Recognition Month, and first I want to introduce you to Ms. Gretchen Knowles, who is representing Precinct 2 Commissioner Garcia's office.
Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Commissioner Garcia, and it's always a good day when I see this wonderful set of people in LaPorte. I have no words sometimes because you're so stellar, and every time I hear Dr. Jackson talk about the school and the success, it has to do with this group working with everyone. And so it's an honor to be here on behalf of my boss and myself. So with that being said, I've got some certificates for each one of you, and I'm going to read the first one, and this applies to everyone. So it's a certificate of appreciation presented on the 13th day of January 2026 to LaPorte Independent School Board trustees in recognition of your outstanding performance, dedicated commitment, and excellence in service to the school board. Your hard work and leadership serves as an inspiration to others and reflect the highest standards of success and public service. Commissioner Adrian Garcia and residents of Precinct 2 congratulate you for your accomplishments and thank you for your continued dedication to your community.
Absolutely.
I'm proud that she read mine.
That's what you tell
I
them.
say that a lot. There he is.
Thank you.
This is their night.
Thank you. Say yes, sir.
And Deanne, now I'm getting out of
I never mind. I feel like it's like a word ceremony.
Yeah.
I'm the kid again.
First time ever.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gretchen.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes.
And trustees,
Yes.
if you would maybe find a seat out in the audience, we have a little something for you, but just want to let everybody know that the theme for this year's School Board Recognition Month is Our Future is Public. And that demonstrates how our local trustees continue to volunteer their time and expertise to guide the direction of LaPorte ISD. And in doing so, they invest in the future workforce, our community, and our economy. Go ahead.
Just want to say thank you. Welcome. Just want to say thank you to the Board of Trustees here in LaPorte ISD. We appreciate all the support that you give all of us. You truly are because kids, and we truly thank you for everything you do every day for the students, the staff, and the community.
Happy Board Appreciation Month. We appreciate you. Go Bulldogs!
We appreciate you, board, so much. Because of your support and your backing, we have fantastic facilities in this district, and we just want to thank you.
Thank you, board, for all that you do for the district and for LaPorte ISD Athletics.
Hi there. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate our school board and our trustees, everybody that is there for us, for the district. We know that you have our best interests at heart, and I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Board of Trustees, for all that you do for LaPorte ISD. We appreciate you.
Hello, school board. Thank you very much. We couldn't do what we do today if it weren't for your support and helping us get to the state marching band contest. Thank you.
Thank you, Board, for everything that you've done. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have all these beautiful new buses.
Jeff Martin, School Board President and Board of Trustees, thank you for all the support that you do for our schools, our parents, and our community. We love you guys.
Happy Board Appreciation Month. We really do appreciate all that you do. Volunteer stuff really helps out this school, it helps out this district, and it really helps out this community. And we just like to celebrate this month to, just appreciate all that you do for us in this district. Thank you very much.
Board, thank you for all that you do. Happy Board Appreciation Month, and enjoy.
Hey, we want to send a shout out and thank you to our LPISD School Board of Trustees. We appreciate all you do for our school, our community, our kids, and our athletic programs, and especially our football program. Thank you for all you do.
I just want to take a moment to wish the board a happy Appreciation Month on behalf of our students and our staff and our community. We couldn't do this without you, so thanks for all you do.
Thank you so much for everything you do. January is Board Recognition Month, and we are so grateful for your dedication and your support for our students and our staff.
Porte ISD School Board, on behalf of all the SROs, thank you for your support in helping us keep our students and staff safe every single day. Happy Board Appreciation Month.
Thank you, board, for all that you do in support of us and our students here in LaPorte ISD. We appreciate you.
Hey, LPISD School Board. I just want to thank you for all you do for our schools and our community. LaPorte is a great place to teach, lead, and learn, and that's because of you and all you do. So thank you.
Board of Trustees, you're worthy of being celebrated each and every day and every month. But especially for the month of January, we want to say thank you for your willingness to serve and to serve us daily and to serve us wholeheartedly. On behalf of everyone in the Porte ISD, we say thank you and God bless.
Y'all come on back up here. We have some more recognitions. The LaPorte Bulldogs water polo teams have come a long way over the past few years since the sport has become a UIL-sanctioned activity, going from 0 wins just 3 seasons ago to sporting a District 10-6A runner-up and by-area champions. The girls' team this season grabbed 10 wins. That's the most in program history, and featured 6 all-district members, including 2 district superlatives. Another district superlative is Coach Joey Stewart. For the success of his water polo teams, Coach Stewart was named the 10-6A Coach of the Year.
Congratulations.
You have to go in the middle.
Yeah, you're the star of the show. You have to go in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
The LaPorte Bulldogs football team in 2025 captured its 3rd consecutive district championship and 2nd straight undefeated season. 27 Bulldogs were named to the 11-5A All-District team, while 22 student athletes were named Academic All-District. We had quite a few Academic All-State as well. And leading the way was head coach Kevin Bernethi, who was not only named as a Touchdown Club of Houston finalist for the 2025 Coach of the Year award, but was named the 11-5A District Coach of the Year for the 2nd straight time. Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations. Thank you. You know the drill. You should have this down.
Congratulations.
Good evening. I'm Terry Kish. I'm the Partnership Education Coordinator, and we are very pleased to have 2 community partner recognitions tonight. We're going to start out with our friends at Braskem, which is our business of the month. Braskem is a partner in education with LaPorte High School, where they have provided opportunities such as field trips for career and technical education students to go out to the plant and learn about career opportunities from their employees. They've also hosted a lunch and learn session at the high school where they brought their team of employees in to talk to students and schools about career. We're very grateful to this for all they do and the support that they give our school as a whole. An example is that most recently, Nebraska made a donation of $5,000 to support career and technical education in our district.
Wow, awesome.
And we have with us tonight Jeremy Holton, who's the plant manager at Brascam, and Louise Kale, who's the
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You're good. Yeah.
Our next recognition is our community partner, the Rotary Club of LaPorte. The Rotary Club of LaPorte is a longtime supporter of all things LaPorte ISD, as well as education in our community as a whole. Among the club's contributions are scholarships for LaPorte ISD graduating seniors this year, which will total $20,000.
Wow.
Sponsorship of the Rotary District Teacher Awards, which is $8,000 to each of our district elementary and the purchase of student projects at Fort Livestock Show auction. In addition, the club featured student welding and agricultural mechanics projects at its first draw auction, donating the proceeds to the ISD. The club also serves as a partner in education with the James H. Baker 6th grade camp and sponsors the Early Act Club, 7 LaPorte ISD campuses, as well as the Interact Club of LaPorte. Club members devote countless hours to helping with these programs. For the 2025 school year, the Rotary Club of LaPorte has allotted more than $54,000 to activities that benefit LaPorte's ISD staff. We're deeply appreciative.
Yes.
And new teacher gift card, did we mention that?
Oh, also, no, I'm sorry. With Rotary Club also sponsors a gift card to Gateway Office Supply for every new.
Yes.
That's a partnership with. We have several Rotarians who are here with us. Rick Helton is. Brenda Thompson is the vice president. Susan Passmore is the membership engagement director. Dr. Cullen is a past president and one-time member and board member. And Ray Yellen is one of our most active members and volunteers.
There, I'm telling you, I heard y'all doing it.
I'm trying to help you, but I don't know if I can get there. I'm trying to get there.
Hello, sweetheart. You're good. You're good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you for all y'all do. Sorry, trying to get to where I can help you.
Yeah, did you want to? They called our names too.
No.
That's what he's stating.
This is first time.
I don't even know y'all.
Get in the middle.
Get down.
There you go, Bob.
Cover my.
Bob, that's so kind of you to match Rotary contribution. That's awesome, man.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You got Rotarian going.
Thank you very much.
Are we done now?
That's mine, sorry.
Don't forget your.
I didn't vote.
As we're getting situated, I'm gonna go out of place a little bit here. I just want to say on behalf of the whole board, guys, every year this is one of those meetings where it's humbling because we're so honored that you guys take so much time, energy, and effort to put things together. You have students draw. It's just amazing the love that you guys show us. But the whole time we just feel like, man, it should be reversed, right? So on behalf of our board, I'm sure they're going to say it again in a minute too, but thank you guys for taking the time. It just doesn't feel right that you guys are thanking us when you guys are the ones, the boots on the ground every single day, the hands and feet of our district every single day. And so if we don't say it enough, we are so very honored and appreciative that we get to serve with you guys. But we know you have, you're doing the God's work in this district. So we thank you for what you're doing every single day. We thank you for choosing that you became educators. We thank you that in this day and age that you continue to be educators and for choosing LaPorte ISD. So again, Dr. Jackson, we thank you for your leadership and for your team. With that, we'll turn to item 6, public comments. The board will now hear those who wish to make comments and who have completed and returned the public comment participation request. This section will be conducted in accordance with the Texas Open Meeting Act and board policy. Complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through those channels. Mr. Vice President, do we have any speakers this evening?
I believe the only one, just for the record, Gretchen Knowles with Commissioner Garcia's office did sign up, but she did her presentation earlier. That's all I saw in the box.
Thank you. Vice President, no other speakers. We will turn to item 7, administrative report. Dr. Jackson, your superintendent report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, board members. We are about a week into the spring 26 semester, and students and staff are already working hard towards success in all academic and focus areas. Musical season has arrived, and our talented young thespians, along with dedicated crew members, musicians, parents, and volunteers, have spent countless hours bringing Fiddler on the Roof to life. Opening night is January 29th. Ticket information and the full performance schedule can be found in the homepage slideshow at lpisd.org. Congratulations to percussionist Isaiah Macias, a LaPorte High School junior, who was named to the TMEA All-State Band this past weekend. Let's give that young man a hand. That's a really big deal to earn entrance into the All-State Band. He began his All-State journey months ago, along with thousands and thousands of other young musicians from across the state. Also, congratulations are in order as well to Chado's captain, Sienna Naren, representing LaPorte High School on the TDEA All-State Dance Team this past weekend. Let's give her a hand as well. This is the time of year when many sports converge. We are in the midst of basketball season. Our girls and boys teams are making us very proud, and they're playing right now. Both are playing our colony right now, including 14 straight wins by the Lady Dogs going on tonight. Congratulations to Coach Alicia Thompson with her 14 straight wins. Let's give it up for Coach Thompson. But our soccer programs are also lighting up the scoreboards, and baseball and softball and swimming and track season and Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my, everything is happening in LaPorte ISD at this time, and we're very, very excited about it. And we strongly encourage everyone, and even our listening public, to go out and come out and support these youngsters as they are working to perform and to represent LaPorte ISD in many great ways. We celebrated the opening of Lomax Junior High's new competition gym on Monday with a brief ceremony and ribbon cutting ceremony. It is a beautiful facility, and I want to take this opportunity to once again publicly thank the Board of Trustees and the entire community for their vote of confidence and for the opportunity to bring forth this vision for our community for many, many years to come. So thank you and congratulations to Lomax Junior High on that new facility. Finally, January is Board Recognition Month, and on behalf of everyone in LaPorte ISD, thank you for your steadfast commitment to our school district. Board, because of you, we can honestly lay claim to being one of the best school districts in Texas, not only in the greater Houston area, but in the entire state. And I would even venture to go far enough to say even in the country, in the entire nation. So thank you. Strong communities have strong school boards, and we are certainly grateful for your leadership and for your stewardship. Thank you, and that shall conclude my comments for this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. We'll turn to our budget and finance update. Mrs. McDowell.
Okay, good evening. Dr. Jackson, President Martin, Board of Trustees. So tonight I will provide you with a business and finance update for the month of January. The topics that we're going to cover is how to build, or our calendar to build the fiscal year 2027 budget. We're in the middle of fiscal year 2026, but it takes about 6 months for us to begin and build the budget for the upcoming fiscal year. So we'll be walking through that. So again, the budget that we are going to be building is based on assumptions and estimates that will likely change when we ask the board to adopt the budget in June. We will, which is why we bring budget amendments to you throughout the year to kind of bring us up to what the actuals are happening. And then also I wanted to give you kind of a shout out to these 2/3 departments and kind of give you by the numbers and some brags. So for our child nutrition department and our accounts payable and purchasing department that we're kind of behind the scenes. I mean, the child nutrition is much more in front with, day-to-day interactions with the kids, but a lot of what they do is behind the scenes. And I just want to kind of provide that information for you. So as we move forward here, here we are in January of 2026, and so this whole month is all about me. It is creating and calculating out what our campus and department allocations are going to be based on what our current year data is, where we are so far, and then also what are the needs that we know are going to be happening in the next fiscal year. And once we have those calculated and I sit down and discuss it with Dr. Jackson, then I send that out to all the departments with their calculation and with the instructions on how to then create their budget and enter it into our into our e-finance software. In February is the month that I am available and willing and want to go out. So just all principals, please, I'm ready. Let's go out. Let's go sit with everybody. If they need me, I'm happy to. When I first came here, that was something that I did. I went and met with each campus and with those principals, and we walked through what their budgets, what everything means. And they do a great job. And so, but I'm always willing and able. We'll schedule a meeting and we'll sit down and talk about it again because things change. And then once they feel comfortable with it, they'll go through and allocate out their budget based on what their campus goals are, what their department goals are and needs, and then they'll actually enter it into our e-finance system. In March, HR, admin, and then my department will start discussing enrollment trends and staffing needs. Actually, and what you're seeing for these 3 months, some of these things are kind of happening at the same time. So we don't really wait till March to start doing about staffing needs. We're actually having a meeting this Friday about staffing needs for the upcoming year to get a head start. And we look at enrollment daily. So that trend, it's just something that we always are looking at. Then also for me, I go through and kind of calculate out what revenue we think what possibly we might be getting. Again, everything is up in the air. And then expenditures and fund balance projections. And also during the month of March is when the budget managers would have their budgets finalized, and then they give it to their supervisors to review and approve, and then it comes to me, and then we know, okay, it is what it is. Then we move on to April. So in April is when every district receives their certified estimates. Again, it's an estimate of the tax property value from the Chief Appraiser's office. We get that at the end of April. And we have scheduled April 28th. This is, of course, tentative for the HR department and for myself to come and meet with y'all and kind of go over through our compensation book and present out everything that we've done in the past and have a conversation with the board to see this is what we're thinking to go forward in the next fiscal year. In May, we will also have, I have on May 26th is a tentative board workshop. So we can go through the budget line by line and answer any questions that y'all might have. These are a little later than we haven't had in the past. And inside, we're going to ask that you adopt the calendar later on in the meeting. But when you look at the calendar, you're going to see that when we're asking you to adopt the budget in June, it's a little bit later in the month also. So it kind of gives us a little bit more time But again, these are tentative dates, and if these days don't work for the board, we're happy to, we will be ready, whatever date y'all need to meet with us. By May 29th, I need to send, it's a law that we send a notice of budget adoption into a local newspaper, and so that will happen in May. And in June 23rd is when we actually have the public hearing for the proposed budget and ask the board to adopt the fiscal year 27 budget. June 30th is our last day of the fiscal year, and then July 1st we start that new 2027. I can't believe we're in it's 2027 almost. It just turned 2026 and we're already talking about 2027. Before we move forward, is there any questions that I can answer on the budget calendar? Okay. So as we move on, I just wanted to, again, like I said, give a shout out to our child nutrition and give you a fall semester's over. So look at these numbers, guys. This is just fall semester serving. So thank you, Ralph, for providing all of this information. So 404,000 lunches were served, 184,000 breakfasts, and 6,000 after school snacks, all free to our students. 2,900 in-district catered meals. That our child nutrition department is amazing, and with the leadership that is provided for them. So what this equals out to is 2,200 breakfast and 5,000 daily lunches that are going to our students free of charge. And those are babies that we're feeding. So I just think that's amazing. I'm just going to clap for him because I am a huge Mr. Wilkins fan. Right. So I also wanted to add in here to a couple of things, highlight a few things that y'all might not know. They did a Harris County health inspection, so 13 kitchens that they went through with a fine-tooth comb. And we received a score of 99%, with 9 of our kitchens scoring a perfect score of 100. And this includes the stadium concessions. So this first year of our stadium, and that was looked at, right? And so that's an amazing thing. Yes. They really took them all. They did. And I'm telling you right now that our concessions would not have been successful without child nutrition and their team. So thank you again for that. Also, this is something that the child nutrition leadership team created, I believe, last year, and they've, of course, enhanced it. So they provide a manager training to any employee that is. You don't have to be a cafeteria manager. It's any employee that is in the cafeteria in the child nutrition department. That it's a monthly managers academy. We have 13 employees that signed up to go after work. It's not during their work hours. They're giving up their time to come and be a part of this academy where they learn leadership and technology and communications and kitchen management and quality control and just how to the culture and how important the culture is. And so they're truly building our future leaders. And again, another reason why I am a Mr. Wilkins fan. So, and his team. His team is amazing. In fact,
Stacey, can I get
yes.
This is one of the greatest programs. I love that the kids get free lunch and breakfast every day. I kind of just because I'm curious more than anything. But like, Ralph, do you know why there's it's half the amount of breakfast as compared to lunch? Because I know like my kids at elementary, we send them to eat breakfast every day. But is it mainly is it safe to say like the elementary kids are eating breakfast and maybe not as much in the junior high and high school?
Junior days, high school lunch starts at 7 o'clock every day. It's tough. It's just early.
Gotcha.
A lot of parents, it's easier to pack a breakfast meal than it is a lunch. So it's just, I pack my kids' lunch even though they get free meals in HISD. So it's not uncommon with the buses and everything, just the timing in the morning. This is standard for the industry. I say industry for school districts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know a lot of hard work, if you don't know, that went into getting the paperwork and everything filled out so we can get this program in place. So we thank you guys for that.
Thank you. My pleasure, sir.
And while Ralph is up here, I just want you to, do you see the Texas made out of the food? This was his creation, and so the report's down there. So I know.
For a colorblind guy, right?
Yeah, so he did a great job. Great job, yes.
And you got the recognition from the Department of Agriculture, I saw on social media, for the work of using locally sourced foods.
They are excellent partners. We're a state leader in Texas foods. We serve on panels, all sorts of stuff. So they're keen to showcase our efforts.
That's awesome. We should share this graphic on social media.
I don't know, Ralph, we didn't get any pies this year, so I don't know how we can keep praising you.
Wow.
I was busy
I was
doing
saying, the pie
graphic
last year was
design.
amazing.
He was making this
saying,
logo.
Ralph.
It's January. Nobody wants to eat our sweets in January, so I'll wait till February, and everybody's off the healthy train.
You'll get double pies in February.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ralph.
Thanks, y'all.
All right. Okay, so moving on to our accounts payable department. So I want to let you know that our accounts payable department received an accuracy rate of 99.99%. So we work with this company called Disbursement Review, LLC. It's outside of our auditors. It's a completely separate company, and we give them our data of this is who we paid for this past fiscal year. They go and reach out to all these vendors and say, okay, give me your statements, was there anything late, and they looked. 99.99%. I mean, we were almost perfect. Wow. Especially when you look, this is two wonderful women in the department paying. So for this fiscal year 2024, they paid $85.6 million out on 7,300 checks. So two women did that with all of that. And they are not here tonight. But I showed them this and told them I was going to be talking to them about it. And I told them to listen. They can come in and listen online. But they do a great job. So I also wanted to give you the numbers for fiscal year 25 since we just ended. So I mean, I'm sure you can understand why the amount from 85 million to 180 million. That's all construction. We've been paying out, but also almost 1,000 more checks written too. So I'm really proud of this team, and so I just wanted to take the moment to let y'all know that they make sure that everything is paid timely and accurately. And then we move on to our purchasing department. So purchasing and accounts payable work hand in hand. Our purchasing department was awarded the TASBO Award of Merit for Purchasing Operations for 2026. This is our 5th consecutive year. 8th time to receive the award, and we received 177 of 188 points. The only thing we were marked off really on was we don't have a P card, which I think you should get. But we didn't get to score in that part, so that's kind of why. A procurement card, we don't do those. Those are scary. But yeah, so in our purchasing department, it's 1.5 people. It's not 2, because my secretary is a half of a purchasing clerk, and then she's half of my secretary. But those 1.5 people are amazing. And so last year, almost 5,300 purchase orders created, 185 contracts signed and sealed and delivered. We went through 6 bids, and we have over 6,000 vendors. So these are, again, like I said, kind of the behind-the-scene groups, but I did want to share with you the wonderful things that are happening behind the scene, because our goal is to be behind the scenes and let the teachers have what they need, have the campuses and departments have what they need, so they can go and do what they need to do with our students to be as successful as possible. So anyway, thank you very much. Is there any questions that I can answer for you? Okay, thank you.
Thanks for recognizing your team.
They absolutely do.
We will now go to item C, Portrait of a Graduate.
Good evening. Happy School Board Appreciation Month. We so appreciate you all.
Good evening, President Martin, Board, Dr. Jackson. Like Angie said, happy School Board Appreciation Month. We greatly appreciate your service and what you do each and every day. We are excited to bring to you the Portrait of a Graduate. This is the most updated version that we have, and we will begin with the purpose. So the purpose of creating the Portrait of the Graduate is to communicate a shared vision of skills, competencies, and character traits that our students need to succeed in college and career and life beyond that graduation. It's a guiding framework for strategic planning, teaching and learning, and student services. Most importantly, it's our commitment to our community that students are prepared for a future beyond graduation. It was originally created in 2012, and this was created with a LaPorte ISD stakeholder group. It was a way to align the vision of the LaPorte ISD community, and it expressed the attributes of the district's high expectations and commitment to provide students with the pride, loyalty, academic and social accomplishment, citizenship, curiosity, and a lifelong desire to contribute back to the greater community.
Okay, and I want to share that in the spirit of when we considered updating the Portrait of a Graduate, we certainly wanted to continue the legacy of this document because a lot of thought and a lot of heart went into this in 2012. Lots of stakeholders were involved, and so we want to make sure you know that as we think about 2012, and that does, maybe in my mind it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was over 14 years ago. So we think about how the world has changed since that time. So we wanted to honor that with our students and looking at what is required, what is needed for a skill set and for students to be prepared. And so I want to make sure you know that the spirit of that document is still exists in this. We just wanted to make sure we gave it some updates and refreshers. Okay, so just thinking about these updates, things in college and career, military readiness, academics have changed and evolved drastically. We know AI did not exist. Many of the things that we have in our phones now, they weren't the same things that students have in their pocket and are able to access through devices. We know that colleges and employers have different expectations. And one of the first things is adaptability. We always hear about how students won't keep the same job. They're not going to have the pensions that, you know, a lot of our generation and previously had. Digital fluency, I thought to myself, do I really know what that is? So that is something that's going to be required. Critical thinking, obviously still. Collaboration with many people, in person and virtual environments. We knew that didn't exist before. There's lots of things now, we hear about this a lot. There's automated things. Things are the jobs that didn't exist but now do. Just the global community that our children have to be a part of. Thinking about the interconnectedness now. I mean, before you know it, you can get online and be with someone on the other side of the world. So we have to prioritize data literacy, digital citizenship, just being culturally competent, that civil discourse that's required to work with others. Evaluating the credibility of information, and also just a global awareness. And we thought that we needed to capture those things when we thought about updating. Just a few more things about what we considered when we thought about the updating of this portrait for our students. The educational focus has been, but even more now, is on personalized learning and thinking about, like, can we work with others in a project-based setting? And it may not be people even in this classroom with us. It could be people in different places, and emphasizing that communication and collaboration. Dual credit, AP, that's become such a big thing that we are able to give our students. And so there's this way of being able to communicate throughout those channels. The graduates we have to be self-directed learners, and that they can adapt to this ever-changing work environment, demands that are put upon them in colleges. And so we wanted to make sure this reflected future-ready skills. We certainly did that in 2012, but we think about now what the future could hold. Adaptive thinking, complex challenges that we may not even know about yet. The ability to lead through changes. We say, even when we have our leadership definition, it applies to our students too. So we want them to think about being leaders through change and any conflict that may arise with empathy. And then finally, just ensuring that this alignment considers the future. Even now we think about, we think we know, but people say even 5 years from now is so hard to predict. So thinking about those attributes and skills and priorities that are needed for future opportunities. So that being said, we wanted to just provide you with kind of a timeline and process and this thoughtful consideration of updating this. We started in May of 2025. Our cabinet began discussing this. Certainly looking in your packet, you have the previous 2012. We really looked at that and wanted to keep the spirit of that together. And so we reviewed and just provided feedback to one another. And then in the summer, we had several groups get together. Principal and assistant principal PLCs discussed, provided input, looked at the same same documents we're looking at. Cabinet then, after that, looked at what the feedback was, provided additional input, additional revisions. And then this fall, once we came back to school, our superintendent staff meeting cabinet, which those are administrators and our cabinet members, and then our campus administrators came together and just did additional feedback and revisions. It was a collaborative piece, and then DEIC was able to provide input and revisions. And then finally, we're here in January just showing you these copies to look at. So from there, we've worked with our communications department, and we know that these lovely things, and just looking here at these attributes that are represented here for this piece of the portrait of a graduate, including a prepared scholar, an effective communicator, those that are respectful and responsible, lifelong learners, being resilient and being self-directed, and then being, of course, we had to make sure we had that bulldog proud part, this connected citizen that continues to be connected to LaPorte ISD. And then you have in your packet this is called just the flyer. This is the top portion. It doesn't include all of the attributes, but it certainly is like a summary of this. But in just a moment, I'll just kind of get to the next steps and then be able to show you our website where we have some more information. It's not public yet. It's not public facing, but we want to make sure we get this to stakeholders soon. We're working so hard all together to brand our district and make sure people know all the wonderful things that are going on here in art. And so we want to make sure that we know what we're doing for our graduates. And what I always want to remember is this Portrait of a Graduate 2012 and now, it is involving all of our students, because that we know that they'll all be bulldogs and graduates. So we want to think about even this and how it impacts our instruction even in early literacy. It's certainly a North Star for our district. It guides and influences all that we do, campus and district priorities, goals, and initiatives. Next steps after this, next year, and of course probably the summer, we'll start just extending the look for so that we have grade band specific things that apply to all of those, just being responsive to all our students. Yes, sir.
One more to kind of frame, in addition to all the wonderful things that you're sharing. Board, if you'll recall, in fall of 2024, we went through a strategic planning process, the team of 8. And throughout that process, we went through this and carefully decided this was one of those things that you would in turn over to me and my team, and then we would share this with you to kind of bookend it. So this is kind of where we are. And so your input will come, right? It ties in with all of our strategic planning. And so as you're listening and as they're taking you through all of the things that we've done in the last year or so, over a year now, you will have an opportunity to say, I really think we should be focused even some on this, right? But here's what our stakeholders up until this point has done. And so we're bringing it to you for a bookend. You know, what are your thoughts on this as you hear us? Okay, thank you.
Absolutely,
Angie.
yes, sir. And just wanted to share with you again. This is in draft. The website, which it will look like, so all of our stakeholders can go and see how proud we are and representing our Portrait of a Graduate. Again, it's in draft. Devin Dozier and Adam, they've done a wonderful job just supporting, the academics team and all of our administration. So when you come down here, there's when you open this up, this is the flyer that you have in your folder. It's in English and in Spanish. And it shows the different attributes. And then when we go back here, it further defines a Portrait of a Graduate and what it means to us and the vision that we have for this. And then as you go down here, it goes on to talk about, and it's in your folder too, that staple part, just every specific attribute underneath there that we thought were appropriate to define these pieces. Do you all have any questions for us?
I think it's really good. It's crazy to think in that short period of time how much it has evolved.
Yes.
And the needs of the students have changed. You know, even the demands as they leave our district and get out in the real world, it is just so much more complicated. And, you know, technology is such a big part of that. I mean, like you said, to your point, you could be communicating with someone on the other side of the world. And you still have to be able to collaborate like you're sitting right here.
Yes,
and
that's right.
Difficult. Every part is a certain skill set. So good job for everybody who's involved in that one.
Good. Thank you.
We did our work.
I do want to
what makes this so relevant and so important to every stakeholder, but every parent in this district as well, is you have kind of a map, if you will, of the things that you want to talk about with your kids and to go through and share in that responsibility of with the district of this is what, when you graduate, these are the things that I want to see from you too. And so I think it's very well thought out, very clear, and I'm excited to see us roll it out.
Good, wonderful.
I would just say, having worked on it in 2012, we all thought then, and I remember having at least 3 big meetings about it. We thought then we're trying to prepare children, students, for a world that we don't know what that is.
That's right.
That has only multiplied into right now as to what we're trying to prepare our students for. I think the update is nice. I like that you kept in mind the spirit in which it was written in 2012.
Absolutely.
And I will tell you, in 2012, we were one of the first districts in our region to have the portrait of a graduate. And I remember who brought the idea. I'd love to give them credit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like that we are always forward thinking, and we have, you know, some alignment with our strategic plan and this, like we need that alignment.
And previous strategic plans too.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, exactly.
I love that.
You're exactly right. Well, thank you.
for y'all's work on it.
Yes, sir. Thank you all very much.
Thank y'all. Great job. All right, we will turn to our bond safety and security update.
That's not it. All right, so good evening, President Martin, Dr. Jackson, Board of Trustees. Again, I just want to echo everyone's sentiments on how much we appreciate you all for your service and value your service, and happy School Board Appreciation Month. Just have a few quick updates wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to start with first, you know, many of you all were in attendance yesterday at our dedication ceremony. It was a great event. We appreciate, you know, your leadership and vision and support for that beautiful new facility over there. We're excited to get that certificate of substantial completion over the break. So I know I kind of hurried in and made sure we got our signatures, got that over to Stacy so that we were good on that end. And you know, but I do want to remind everyone that is still an active construction site over there. We've got our gym complete, but we still have some work happening for that band and orchestra area. And right now for the gym, we've turned it over. We've accomplished a lot of the training. There's a lot of owner training after you get a building turned over to you. So coaches knowing how to work the scoreboards and you know, just all the little nuances within that facility. We've got a lot of that happening right now. We've got some upcoming training for lighting controls, you know, next week. So that'll be ongoing, and those folks will be back as needed to assist us. And then for the fixtures, furniture, and equipment, we did order an additional, a brand new scorer's table for that space, a beautiful new table that will be in there, and it looks great with some chairs. And so we're anticipating those arriving soon. And so, you know, that's going to be a completely updated space out there for those students and staff. And so we're excited about that. As I mentioned, the band orchestra room, we're still hoping, projecting mid-April of 2026. Our demo in that area is 95% complete. We've got some walls framing in that old girls locker room happening, and rough plumbing, you know, all the rough in plumbing is nearly complete over there. So everything's moving right along, you know, full attention on that now with the gym being complete. But you know, we should certainly be tracking for a completion date in April. And so everything looks great again there. So with our high school additions in you know, areas A and F, that really has no meaning to us. I think I've mentioned that before. That's the construction definitions of those areas, but that's near that courtyard, you know, that front entrance. So we've got, I think last time I was before y'all, the steel was on site. We actually have some detailing and you know, some construction happening with that steel, some form shaping, and so it's coming to life over there. We're moving along smoothly as well. You see a couple other things, electrical ceiling, rough in, just all the, kind of the pre-work before we get that walled in and again, happening very smoothly. One of the things that I just want to give our partners a shout out, they really work with us on schedule coordination. So as you know, we're running a high school, right? But is an active construction site. And so we have state testing coming up. I know Dr. Griffin, we were in a meeting recently where made certain that they have our dates. They know what our absolute, hey, we can't have any interruptions on these dates. Y'all need to be quiet. Y'all need to make sure we don't have any issues. And so we were adamant that they know what dates where that doesn't happen. But they're able to flip. So by that time, spring sports are finished. And so we're able to go in some of that area where the PC, the gym is, and we can get some work done there. So that noise level over there would not interfere with testing happening. And so it's really a partnership, a collaborative effort to make sure, we stick to our timelines, but that we, deliver a product that we promise to the community on time and under budget, right? And so that's a commitment for us, and we're really thankful for their, again, their partnership and collaboration with that. I try to update you guys on some things that might have been unfinished prior to, during our last meeting. I know I shared a picture with you all. The ceiling was exposed at the San Angelo Theater. We've got those tiles are almost complete. I've got a few around some sprinklers we got to cut and get those in, but that space is really coming to life. And if you haven't been there, I know we're going to have an opportunity to be in that space on the 29th when the musical starts, but it really is coming together. We've got furniture in, we've got the tiles, the LED lighting is completed. We're going to look at some options for those recess cans to try to match the LED, but it's such a bright space, it's kind of allowed us to rethink some other options that we were considering for that space because it just really has taken on, a great look in that space. But it's nearly complete in the foyer. We're going to have some other enhancements happening in the house. And we had a very important meeting, I think I referenced this last time, but to really discuss what our plans were for the rigging and the lines technology. We had a great meeting through that, and it's a balance. We want to have the superior product, we want to have great technology, but we also want to have our students. It's important that they know the manual feel of some of that stuff, right? So if you take some of that away, then the students miss that, and that's important. That's important for kids if they want to continue theater at the next level, or even consider a career, that they're going to be expected to have some knowledge of how to work those lines. So it's important for us to balance the new technology that's out there with some practical application and future use. Talk about future ready and Portrait of a Graduate. We're preparing kids for whatever their careers there might be, and that certainly relates to fine arts as well. Again, lots of great things. We're certainly we're looking forward to musical and getting back into that space to complete that work this summer. Yep. Correct. Yeah. Sound system's updated. Sounds beautiful. Lighting is what's going to take place after. We did the foyer lighting, but the house lighting, that's a substantial project which will take place in the spring. And again, with the lighting, you'll see some updates to possibly the sound panels and the house itself with painting and just refreshing the stage. And so it's about 40% of where it's going to be. But it's looking great, and I think the folks that are in that space daily are extremely happy with that space. And Trustee Crutcher, I wanted to confirm, because we had talked about the safety film on the glass, and so we do have up to 8 foot of that safety film, and so which is great. That's a student space. We have kids in there daily and on the weekends, and all over Christmas break practicing for the musical. But we do have this safety film, and so if you're ever out at a place and you want to determine, so there's usually about a 1 inch or about a 1/2 inch trim, and so it's easy for you to tell if there's that film, because you'll see the difference between a normal window and the window with the film. And so, but did confirm that we have that in that space, which is reassuring. Bulldog Bunker, and so again, left this one. We're almost there. I went and snuck a picture today that you don't have in your packet, but we got the hitting mats in, and so that's, you see that on this screen here. So we are almost there. We just have PCs. I know I've been in contact with our technology folks. By the end of the week, I'm hoping to have those softwares loaded, so we should be able to have some students taking advantage of that space very soon. And so there's just a few other minor things that we need to do to get that space ready. But as you can see, the technology that the students are going to have, the staff are going to have access to, it's unlike anything in this area for high school students. So we're really excited for them, for the community for years to come, because those certainly benefit from this. So very excited about that. Also want to just highlight a campus, just because we had some substantial work happen to that campus over the break. So you guys had approved the chiller replacement previously for Rizzuto Elementary. We were anticipating spring break. We're actually able to get that done over the Christmas break. So the campus has 3 brand new chillers, which is, fantastic. We won't have to worry about that for years to come. But then the interior hallways were also painted, and so if I heard it explained today that we took some years off of that wall, right? Because it looks beautiful in that space. So, and again, next time you're there, that was completed on January 5th, and it's not easy to come in and repaint tile. But we did, and we found a company that we like. We piloted at Jenny Reed, and they were able to do that for us here as well. And it just really, beautified that space. And so we're very happy with that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it looks great. It really transformed that space, and so excited. And again, last time when we left, we had talked about Harris County Department of Ed. They were supposed to come in and to do their audit. They hadn't been here yet. They did come that last week. Again, they always come the last week before the breaks, and but we had them here, and this is that comprehensive audit that we're required to have every 3 years, and so that they performed. These were some of the areas that they were visiting. They did visit most of them. Because they couldn't get into our stadium, they didn't have to audit that because they couldn't access the facility, and so that was actually a positive. But we will attend a meeting, Dr. Jackson, myself, Mr. Whitcliffe, are at Region 4 to receive our update, and then from that we'll be able to make any needed. They're going to give some recommendations, some areas that we potentially need to address, and so we'll certainly do those things and share that information with you guys as well. And then TEA, our intruder detection audits, ongoing. We had one, I think, yesterday, Rizzuto, and we passed, and so we're the goal is that TEA, we have an IDA for each campus for throughout the school year, and so these are our campuses thus far. Certainly they can come out to another campus again, right? But the goal is that they would visit at least every campus throughout the school year. So, and then the DVA was that vulnerability assessment. It's a more comprehensive audit. We haven't had one yet, but again, those could be at any time. So we know, safety, security is of utmost importance, and it's something that we remain committed to, and we appreciate all of your support to make sure that our students and staff are kept safe every day. Thank you all. If you have any questions.
Board, I just would like to add, Bobby was sharing, go back to the golf simulator. I just want to make the record clear to the board. Bobby had this vision. This is not Walter Jackson's vision. He came up with this on his own, and I'm very proud of him for doing it because I think it's going to make a tremendous difference in the lives of our students. And so I just want to publicly commend you for coming up with we had an issue, and you found a solution to when it's raining, our kids don't have to worry about that any longer. So I just want
And they have a place to store
Yeah,
their-
there's a lot of storage, bag storage area, you know, so again, we're excited. The technology that they get, but also just the opportunity to, you know, grow a program. And we feel like, you know, that there's a lot of interest in this, and so we feel like kids are going to be excited and hopefully want to continue a golf career.
Well, I just think that's going to be
Well-
something else that Dr. Griffin can market with his school. You know, not only do you have a planetarium, but you have an indoor, you know, whole, you know,
Well, I think
bay.
it's also a testament that administration and the board listens to the parents. Because
Yes,
we had a parent come
absolutely.
and speak. It was never on anybody's radar. I mean, you
And we were
did the
sensitive
ball
to
and
that.
ran with
Yeah.
it. But everybody, you know,
worked on it.
listened and worked and realized that there was a problem and a solution. And for parents that have, or community members that have a grievance per se, you know, talk to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody here is willing to make it work.
Sure, and this is all our team, right? And that's what's exciting about it is like our technology folks are doing the projectors and TVs. Our construction group, you know, maintenance group built the bays and are hanging TVs, and you know, so this isn't anything that like we had to go out and find folks to come in and do. These are our folks finding ways, utilizing spaces that were already existing on our campuses. And so just everyone coming to get together to support our students. So again, just a pretty neat opportunity, and I'm certainly thankful to be a part of that. So thank you all.
All right, board, turn to item 8, receive 2024-25 district annual reports, including the Texas Academic Performance Report.
Good evening and happy Board Appreciation Month. President Martin, Board of Trustees, and Dr. Jackson. Okay, I will be providing the public hearing on the 24-25 District Annual Report. This report contains 8 sections that we will work through tonight. The sections include the TAPER report, the Texas Academic Performance Report, that provides detailed information about our district and each campus. The PEAMS Financial Standard Report, the 2023-24 Financial Actual Report, again, a report that gives you information from the district and for each campus. Section 3 will talk about our district accreditation status. Section 4, the campus performance objectives. Section 5, a report on violent or criminal incidents on campuses. Section 6, student performance in post-secondary institutions. Section 7, progress of the district and each campus toward meeting board adopted HB3 goals in early childhood literacy and math and CCMR. And then finally, Section 8, the 24-25 TAPER glossary. Not required, but it is suggested, and I think it's also very helpful because there's a lot of verbiage within the TAPER report that is helpful to reference. So, Section 1 of this report is presenting to you the 24-25 Texas Academic Performance Report, or the TAPER. It is a robust report provided by the state each year. It takes the STAR assessment and provides it back to you in about 45 pages. So the TAPER report, it includes information for every district and campus using TSDS PEAMS data as well as student assessment data, as I mentioned. It's provided in Teal and on the TEA's website. Includes a wide range of information, but most prominently is the academic performance based on STAR. It's showing that information in a lot of different ways, disaggregated by student groups, including ethnicity and socioeconomic status, and provides extensive information on school and district staff, programs, and student demographics. The cover page of the TAPER report includes the district or campus name and number. Typically, the cover page includes both the accountability rating, special education termination status for the district only. ASVAB test information for our district, we provide the ASVAB, so that information is not included. And then any distinctions that a campus or district may have earned through that assessment season. Okay.
On the TAPER report, you'll notice that the LP ISD accountability rating is prominently placed on the cover page. LaPorte ISD earned a B in the 24-25 school year, and the special education determination status is meets requirements. We earned a B. So everything that we talk about tonight, everything that's reflected on the TAPER is the data that is used to calculate that accountability rating. Additionally, in Section 1, the TAPER report includes other information such as STAR performance, as I mentioned, attendance and graduation and dropout rates. It includes graduation profile information, CCMR, college military career readiness, student information, and staff information. So when we look at the STAR performance on the TAPER report, you'll notice that performance is reported for 2 years. It reports for 2024 and for 2025. It reports all 3 performance rates, just showing how students performed at both the approaches, meets, and master's level of performance. It compares across 2 years, and performance is reported for each assessment. It's reported for SAT and ACT all subjects. It's reported for all grades and all subjects, and all grades by subject. So a lot of different ways that they're taking the same test data and just showing you how it looks in a variety of fashions. Additionally, performance is reported by enrolled grade, so by each grade level, and again at meets level or above. So when we look at it by the grade levels, you're only looking at the meets performance, which is considered on grade level. We look again at 2 years of performance in all of the subjects. They combine them. They look at reading and math. They look at reading and math including EOC, reading, math including EOC, et cetera, et cetera. And we also look at how we compare how the data reports as well for the state and the region, including as well as the district, and for campuses on the campus reports. So just a high-level view of the data that we've already discussed in another board meeting and what's reflected on the TAPE report in terms of overall academic performance for our students. This reflects the all grades, all subjects for 2025 assessment results compared to the state, the region, and the district. You'll notice that we are aligned with how the state and the region performs, and this is all the tests, all the contents, all the grade levels, all put together and divided by total number to get these numbers. Additionally, for all grades, all subjects, or all grades for ELA and reading, you can see that there is a comparison between 24 and 25. Again, looking at state, region, and district, and we are aligned with how our state and region is performing and slightly outperforming them in some areas. Same is true for math. Our performance comparisons across the district for all grades in math is comparable to our region and our state, slightly outperforming at the approaches level. Same is true for science. Social studies lags slightly behind, as we've discussed, but I want to note that with social studies, we're talking about only 2 assessments. We're talking about 8th grade social studies and U.S. history, whereas with English and math, we have more tests. The STAR results are also reported in terms of approaches, meets, and masters. This is just a little bit deeper dive in terms of what that looks like across the content area. So this is at the approaches level and how we compare across the state, the region, and the district. You can see that we outperform at the approaches level across the board. Almost entirely across the board at the meets level. The master's level is the area where we are growing and have area of focus for us, but we are closely aligned with where we should be. In terms of SAT and ACT for all subjects, again, it reports for 2 years. It shows the percentage of students who are meeting approaches, meets, and masters cut points established by the state. So the scores that SAT puts out there are cut points that determine these levels and that comparison. And you will see this is how it looks for approaches, meets, and masters. We recognize that SAT and SAT improvement is an area of focus for us, and it is reflected in our campus and district improvement plans as a huge focus of our work. The other thing that the TAPER report provides for you besides academic achievement is progress and annual growth. And again, the same data points, but now looking at the rate at which students are growing from one year's scores to the next. You know that this translates to domain 2 of our accountability. And so this particular report shows annual growth in all subjects, grades 4 through EOC in ELAR and math. And you can see compared to the state, the region, and the district, we are well aligned with how our peers are performing.
Growth is also reported for our accelerated testers. These are students who were not successful on the assessment in the prior year and looking to see what their rate of growth is in the coming year. And you can see that we are aligned with how our state region comparison peers are doing with these groups of students as well. The other thing that it spends a lot of time reporting is the progress of students who are served in our bilingual or ESL programs. This is an extrapolation, again, of those particular student groups who are served in those programs, and then all grades and all subjects combined together. And so you'll see that comparison across the approaches, meets, and master's level of performance. And our students are doing well and in line with their state in terms of their level of performance and approaches, but we lag slightly behind in the meets and the master's performance for this group of students for all subjects. This is the same kind of information, but this is growth for that group of students. So again, the students who are served in bilingual and ESL programming, how do they compare with their peers and their rates of growth? And we are very carefully aligned if you look across state, region, and district comparisons and in how our bilingual and ESL students are performing. This is those groups of accelerated testers, so any student who is served in the bilingual ESL program and then a student who was not successful on the prior year assessment, how are they performing with their peers in terms of their performance towards passing. And you'll see that we surpass our district and state peers with the way that our students are performing. Section 1 of the TAPER report, the TAPER report also includes information about our district and campus attendance, graduation, and dropout rates as reported for 23-24 and for 22-23. So this information lags 1 year, and so we do not have the information for 24-25 on this report. It was not available in time for this report, so it's always 1 year behind. And the same is true for our CCMR calculations. We're always talking about the class of 2024 for this year's accountability, class of 2025 for this year's accountability, class of 2024 for the TAPE report. Oh, also included in this section, information on chronic absenteeism, longitudinal graduation rates, and then graduation profiles by students, programs, and by totals. So for attendance, you can see the data for 22, 23, and 23, 24, the attendance rate. You will see that our attendance rate increased slightly. In that 2-year comparison, chronic absenteeism decreased slightly, which is great news. We categorize chronic absenteeism as students who are enrolled for at least 10 days and are absent 10% or more of the days of the school year. So that can be a number of days. Annual dropout rate is decreasing. Annual dropout rate grades 9 through 12 is also decreasing, which is great news. Graduation rates for longitudinal 4-year graduation rates have increased over from class of 23 to class of 24. Similar rate of graduation for those 5-year longitudinal rates. 6-year longitudinal rates, we've seen a little bit of a decrease. The way you compare that is what we're talking about is in the 24, at the end of August of 2024, the students in the cohort of 2022, did they graduate at what rate? So you'll see in the 5-year extended rate in the first column here, I don't know if you can, this right here is the class of 2022. Their rate was 93.8 last year, and if you go down here, this is where they are for this year. Does that make sense? So that's the same group of students, and so you'll see that we've gained some more students by the end of 2024 who were in the 2022 cohort. So we're just seeing more students perhaps get their GED, perhaps finish graduation in an alternate way, etc. So that's how you look at that. It's very hard. It's almost impossible, quite honestly. Many of these data points come from places we can't control.
The state has some key codes.
That's right.
That the state attaches to the child. And so if that child were to enroll in any state institution, that key is code.
That's right. Yes.
The problem is when they leave the state or they go to a program that's not following any of these systems, they fall off the face.
Yes. It is.
And then how do you really hard to follow the districts that maybe they're
I don't know. That just
It really is I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. It really is a challenge. All the more reason why it's super important that we do everything we can to graduate the students when we have them, so that when we graduate and we look at this 4-year rate, that we've got as close to 100% as we possibly can. Another thing reported on the TAPER report is the types of graduation plans and graduates and what that looks like for our children. Foundation high school plan and distinguished levels of achievement graduates. We are at 73.8% of our graduates from the class of 24 graduating on that foundation plan, which is a bit lower than the state and a little higher than the region. The graduation plan, the more challenging, not more challenging, but the more rigorous graduation plans, the distinguished achievement, the foundation high school plan with endorsements, distinguished level of achievement, etc. 79.8% of our students are graduating from the class of 2024, which is up from the prior year, which is good. We want students graduating on these plans with endorsements and distinguished levels of achievement. We want fewer students on just the foundation plan graduating from our schools. Additionally, in the TAPER report, we spend some time talking about college, career, and military readiness. Again, this data lags, so we're talking about the information from 2022, 23, and 23 to 24. We're looking at the CCMR annual graduates, college ready versus career ready graduates, and then we look at the indicators that make up these results, so TSI, college prep courses, AP, SAT, and then other post-secondary indicators, dual credit courses, graduates enrolled in Texas institutions of higher education, and graduates completing 1 year without enrollment in developmental education course. Those are those college prep courses that are considered remedial. For our students, in the 23-24 school year, we had 76% of our students graduate college and career ready. This is a decrease from 22-23. What I would like to note about that is we had a very significant change in the way CCMR was calculated between those 2 years. And we also had some pretty popular IBCs that sunset. So there was a significant change to children could no longer just take an IBC. They had to have a sequence of courses along with the IBC, and so that is part of that adjustment that you'll see. And there were some popular IBCs that were sunsetted, yes. You'll also see college-ready graduates. We are seeing an increase, which is good. We want to continue to see that increase over the years. And then for our college or our career or military-ready students, we saw a decrease, and this aligns with the decrease in the IBCs that we noted in the first column there.
And part of that is also only know they're going.
Correct. Now I think that there are some reportings that happen from the Department of Defense to TEA that help, but to your point again, like once they leave our halls, it's hard for us to know if they fully enlist, if they say they're going to, but do they actually sign the paperwork and so forth. And then again, the changes in CTE and IBCs and CTE pathways, which is the largest part of our career readiness component, changed during the course of those years as well. Yes, of course. No. You're good.
What is the cutoff for timeline?
So the last submissions for our graduates for the class of 2025 were in the summer submission for PEAMS. So that would be, I don't know, July I think is the deadline. I could give you the exact date.
So if a student enlisted in Navy, but they weren't going into October, as long as we had that paper, or does it not count until October?
That is a great question. Let me find out specifically when the military enlistment date cutoff is. I'm not certain off the top of my head. I can tell you though that we do.
Are we making sure
I will get you a specific answer. Yeah. Yes.
Students that go to college out of state, you don't have data on them unless I guess they tell you. We have a number of kids that
South Carolina or Georgia doesn't have to really report to us.
Right, that's what I was, is there any way we can get that information?
So the Texas Higher Education Board does a good job of connecting with out-of-state schools. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And they do receive data in some kind of way. How specifically, I'm not sure, but there is a way that out-of-state schools are reported and provided to Texas and TEA. Yeah. But yes, there are lots of robust data points for us to factor into all of these pieces. The TAPE report finally outlines student information, the children who are enrolled here and who we serve in the Porte ISD, looking at their ethnic distribution, the different instructional programs that they participate in, students who are within our schools who have disabilities and the types of disabilities, what their mobility, the attrition, and general retention rates of those students. Just some high-level data for you to consider from the 23-24 enrollment. This is lagging data. We are 48.4% in economically disadvantaged compared to 60% from the state. 504 students make up 6% of our population. 12% of our students are EB or EL or served by those programs. 6.5% of our students are served, have dyslexia. 44.9% are at risk. 9% of our students are in GT programming and 18% are in special education. Lastly, the TAPE report includes information about our staff and programs, including total staff, their ethnicity, their gender, their highest degrees held, years of experience, salaries, and so forth, along with student enrollment by program and teachers by program or population that they serve. There's quite a number of data points here for you to consider. This is 24, 25, and 23-24 data. And you can see that the enrollment of our teacher, the number of our, the staff information by program remains consistent from year to year, is pretty consistent. And then lastly, just staff information here, just the average numbers of years of experience. You know, we have a very experienced group of leaders, a very high rate of pay. Thank you to the board for your oversight and financial provision for our teachers. We are well paid across the state compared to the state. And we are, yeah, that's that information. Yes, ma'am.
The teacher report says that we have 0 teachers for different.
Yes, ma'am. So we do not have any specific teachers whose whole job it is to be a GT teacher. Our program provision is pull-out program, and so those teachers are classroom teachers or interventionists, and they are not coded as GT teachers expressly as determined by PEIMS. Great question. Yes, ma'am.
But it's not their sole.
Correct.
But do we not have one teacher that like goes around and does? I thought we were going to do something like that.
So we have a pull-out program at the elementary campuses, and it varies by campus. But the state requires that the person serving be they're credentialed as GT certified, or they have the level of training that they need. They might be coded for PEIMS as an interventionist for the campus or a teacher. They might have a pull-out. They might teach those students in their intervention period, but they're a regular classroom teacher, or maybe it's the librarian, or maybe it's the counselor. And so their job duty is coded by PEIMS in a different way, but they serve the GT students on each campus. We don't have anybody whose job it is on a campus is only GT, and if we did, they would receive that PEIMS code that would earmark them in that column. Does that make sense?
Staples, you made a comment earlier about you guys are making a point of emphasis on the master's level. So looking through that, there's numerous categories, and all the categories where we actually trail the state in masters. Everything else we're at or above the state, but repetitively it's that master's level.
Yes.
And I see that, you know, we actually are above the state. We track higher than the state in the percentage of GT kids. And so I know that, you know, behind the scenes we have conversations about some things that we have recently implemented for GT, some things you guys have coming down in the pipeline. Is it possible in the near future that we get an update to the board? And I don't want to pin you down on anything tonight, but just kind of what is like your assessment of why we are tracking or trailing the state when it comes to master's level, And then what do we have in place? What are some things that are coming down? Because I'd like the public even to understand, because we get a lot of comments from parents like, man, like, y'all don't do anything for GT kids and this, that, and the other. And so I know that's not true, so I'd like, if possible, to have an update where we kind of explore that in a little more depth.
So, and thank you for that. I will say that we are in the process of a program evaluation for our GT programs to answer the very questions that you're asking here. So we are doing a deep dive with my team to just really, understand where are we, what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, and what do we need to move, what are the immediate, goals and action items, what are the midterm action items, what are the long-term action items, and really try to come up with a plan for that. So this is timely. We're working very hard to do that right now.
Thank you.
Okay. Section 2 of the annual report talks about the PEAMS Financial Standard Report. This is linked on the last page of the TAPER report provided by the state of Texas. This financial report includes two different pieces. One is the actual financial data for the district, which includes the revenues, expenditures, disbursements, tax rates, and fund balance that Stacy and her team shepherd. The other piece is the actual financial data for the campus, which includes expenditures by object, expenditures by function, and program expenditures by program. Stacy and her team do a great job of shepherding our finances, and we have earned an A rating. She has reported to you back in November of 25 the state of that work. And she continues to do a great job in the times that we are facing with financial challenge. Section 3 of the district annual report talks about our accreditation status for 23-24. TEA annually assigns one of 4 accreditation statuses to each district in the state. We are talking tonight about the 23-24 school year. There are 4 designations that a district can earn: accredited, accredited warned, accredited with probation, not accredited, and revoked. In assigning these statuses to a district, TEA considers academic accountability ratings, financial accountability ratings, data integrity, and program area deficiencies identified through RDA. I have posted a link to TEA's accreditation website. We do not have we are accredited for the 23-24 school year. We can expect the 24-25 and the 25-26 accreditation statuses to be issued in the spring. These are lagging due to the litigation that was resolving and the lagging accountability reports, and so those accreditation statuses are to come. Okay. Section 4 of the annual report discusses the campus performance objectives. Campus improvement plans, or the CIPs, are developed by each campus and are implemented each year. These were presented to the board back in September. Each CIP includes performance objectives, including data that was reported in the TAPER. Each campus periodically measures progress towards these performance objectives, and summative CIP reports for the 24-25 campus improvement plans, which show the objectives and the progress, are posted on our website, along with the current campus improvement plans that govern the work that they are doing this year. Section 5 of the annual report discusses violent or criminal incidents that took place on our campuses during the 24-25 school year. We are required to report the number of violent or criminal incidents that occurred at each campus, descriptions of prevention and violence intervention policies, and findings from evaluations, if any. In the 24-25 school year, there were 3 incidents that were coded as violent or criminal incident codes stemming from 2 separate disciplinary events, one event at LaPorte High School and one event at LaPorte Junior. The LPISD Catastrophic Incident Standards and Expectations Guide contains prevention and response procedures and plans. That's published through Mr. Wycliffe and Dr. Martinez's office, and it is also published on the website along with this annual report. Section 6 of the annual report is student performance in post-secondary institutions. This section talks about the performance, to answer your questions about colleges. This report shows the student performance in post-secondary institutions during their freshman year of enrollment after graduation. So I just want everybody to remember back where they were freshmen in high school and college. The Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board compiles this data and posts it on their website. The most current report is for the 22-23 high school graduates. This is measured by the GPA earned by the 22-23 graduates who attended public four-year university and two-year institutions of higher ed in the fiscal year 2024. Okay, so what that means is, how did our kids do when they were freshmen in college? What was their GPA? Is really what that shows. Now, I don't know about y'all, but my GPA is not for public posting from my freshman year. So you can see here, it posts this for both LaPorte High School and DeWalt Academy. Shows you the total number of students who were in that graduating class. Again, this is for the 2023 graduates, and then and their GPA as reported by their university or their two-year college during their freshman year. Please note that the report for the 24 graduates is not yet ready. It should be in mid-January, and it will be posted on the Texas Higher Education Board website, and we will post it as part of the annual report. Section 7 is progress toward meeting board-adopted goals. This section requires us to talk about the goals that the board has set for early childhood literacy and mathematics, as well as for CCMR. Progress made by the district at each campus is summarized, and the review of the data is presented at the June board meeting, along with our accountability and our academic achievement reports. There are 3 goals that the board has set for governing early childhood literacy, mathematics, and CCMR. The first goal is the percent of third grade students that score meets at grade level or above on STAR reading will increase from 56% to 70% by June of 2029. Our goal was 59%, and the outcome was 56%. And I'm not sure, I think those should be reversed. I apologize for that. We're at 59%. It's backwards, yes, I do apologize. Early childhood mathematics goal, the percent of third grade students that score meets grade level or above on STAR Math will increase from 45% to 60%. I don't know why it says 48%. I do apologize. But we were at 52%, I can promise you that. So we were at 52% for mathematics, and I will provide you with those corrections after this meeting. I do apologize. And CCMR, percent of graduates that met the criteria for CCMR will increase from 85% to 95%. The goal was 85%. The outcome was 78%. As we discussed, we had a lot of changes with the CTE and the IBCs that showed a decline in the CCMR for that group of graduates. And lastly, the Section 8 is the TAPER glossary. Each year, TEA prepares and publishes a TAPER glossary, provides the definitions, describes methodologies, and lists sources for each data point in the TAPER. A Spanish version is also available on the TEA website. This is a snip of what that first page of the glossary looks like. It is a resource that is valuable when you're considering the TAPER and all the things that it talks about. And so I highly recommend. This will also be linked on the website as part of the annual report for your access. So the district's TAPER and a copy of the annual report and all the subsequent reports that go on with each section will be posted on the district website within 2 weeks after this meeting. Paper copies will also be available at the district central office upon request. We have the communications department led by Adam Holland and Devin Dozier have created an annual performance report on our website. So the current report from last year is there available for you. Each of the sections of the annual report involved are linked with the relevant reports and so forth. We will update this in the next 2 weeks with the current information, all the subsequent links and reports that go along with each section. And if you have any questions or you need more information about our annual report or any resources available that go into this report, please contact me directly. I'm Julie Abram, Deputy Superintendent of Academics. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you all.
But when I saw that it was 57 slides, I was like, I wanted to cry on the inside.
You wanted to cry on the inside.
No, so like, not to minimize anything, we appreciate all the massive amount of work you have, but we have been with this report for the last week, and I've just gone over a million times. And so you went through that so quick, but you were very insightful. So thank you for all the work and effort. But it was impressive how quick you were able to go through all of that stuff. So thank you for that.
I'm sorry. I made you cry.
Do you have any more comments or questions? That's gonna be hard to follow, right? All right. Hearing none, guys. I will open up. We'll turn to a public hearing on the 2024-25 district annual reports, including the Texas Academic Performance Report. The floor is now open for any staff or citizen that may be willing to make a public comment at 8:44 p.m. Now open, excuse me. Ms. Vice President, don't be scared, it's okay. Do we have anybody who wishes to speak that you know of in the box?
Yeah. Would anybody like to talk? Any staff or community members? Nobody.
All right, perfect. Hearing no public comment, we will close at 8:45. All right, thank you guys. Now turn to consent agenda, item 10. A, determine and approve any consent agenda items. Get with it. B, approve board meeting minutes. 1, regular board meeting minutes, December 9, 2025. 2, called board meeting minutes, January 5th, 2026. C, receive principals reports. 1, Early Childhood Center. 2, Bayshore Elementary. 3, College Park Elementary. 4, Heritage Elementary. 5, Jenny Reed Elementary. 6, LaPorte Elementary. 7, Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary. 8, Lomax Elementary. 9, James H. Baker 6th grade campus. 10, LaPorte Junior High. 11, Lomax Junior High. 12, LaPorte High School. And 13, Viola DeWall High School. Ms. Vice President, please pull 13. I had just a quick question on that one. D, receive budget and tax rate calendar for fiscal year 2027. E, receive financial reports for November 2025. F, receive human resources report. G, approve second reading and adoption of TASB Local Policy Update 126. And H, adopt a resolution number 2026-01 calling the May 2nd, 2026 General Trustee election. Mr. Vice President, will you please read back the consent items as read?
Threw me for a ringer. I didn't expect you to pull that one.
Sorry.
A, B, C, D. Oh, shoot. A, B, C, 1 through 12, D, E, F, G, H.
Board, I seek a motion and a second. We have a motion by Trustee Hanks and a second by Trustee Thompson. Please vote. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, we'll now turn to item C13. And again, I apologize for pulling this, but I had a kind of a random question. Not to pin anybody down on this tonight, but I had some concerned citizen reach out and ask about a program at DeWalt. And so we love that we have DeWalt. I love that DeWalt is there for those students. And I love even more that they're allowed to go back to the high school for sports and also for CTE programs and whatnot. So the question was if we could get an update in the near future on if the amount of kids that are actually utilizing the ability to go back and specifically be part of CTE programs. I heard a rumor, and I don't know if there's truth to it or not, but I just wanted, if we could please look into it. If the rumor is that they think maybe we're cutting funding on transportation to get kids from DeWalt to the high school. And again, I'm not assuming that's true. If we can get an update on that at some point to see how many kids are actually utilizing those programs from DeWalt to the high school. Get you an update. Perfect. So again, I apologize. I should have asked that beforehand and just got triggered. So that's all I had, board. So I need a motion and a second to approve item C13.
So moved.
Second.
All right, a motion by Trustee Paris and a second by Trustee Crutcher. All those in favor, please vote. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, we'll turn to item 11, action and our discussion items. A, consider and approve 2026-27 instructional calendar.
Ms. Abram? Board, we've just invited Ms. Abram back. Might just update on.
So we met last month and presented the instructional calendar to you, and we tabled the vote or the acceptance of this calendar and received feedback. We met also in January in a workshop to discuss your feedback and to make considerations. We met with our DEIC calendar committee. The DEIC calendar committee has recommended the base calendar option B with a couple of small changes that I want to walk through. So you'll notice that this is the calendar B. The feedback that we received was a concern about the length of time that we were without a break in April and May. And so what we have done is we've altered August. We are starting teachers on the 4th instead of the 3rd. We are also removing the March 29 day as a holiday that was proposed on the original calendar B. And instead, we are offering an exchange day for teachers on April 30th to provide a 3-day weekend for our students in April at the end of STAR testing and prior to advanced placement assessments to provide that extra break. It retains the October week off, which is unique to LaPorte ISD this year, and it's unique to several of our, it's unique to this area. And it also provides for our graduation on May 27th for DeWalt and our graduation for LaPorte High School on May 28th. Everything else about the calendar remains consistent with what was presented as option B when we last convened.
Board, if there's no questions, first of all, any questions? If there are no questions, I'll take a motion and a second to approve the calendar. We have a motion by Trustee Hanks, a second by Trustee Wheeler Hall. All those in favor, please vote. So it is, I can't do math today, 6-1. Motion carries. 6-1. Thank you. All right, turn to B. Consider and approve possible amendments to the superintendent's contract.
All right. I move that we amend the superintendent's contract as discussed in closed session and authorize the board president to finalize the terms of the amendment.
Second. Okay, the board, there's a motion and a second. Please vote. I wanted the record to show that Mason said no and got pressured into yes. All right, thank you guys. Motion carries unanimously.
It's not on the record.
It is all on the record. All right, we'll turn to item 12, action on closed session items. We do not have any this evening. 13, closing comments of the Board of Trustees and Superintendent. Just a reminder, attendance, you can speak on attendance at recent district and community events, announcement of upcoming district and community events, and outstanding performance by district staff and students. I think we started with you last time, Russell?
Yes.
All right. Karen, you're up.
No, they did.
Oh, okay. I think one of the things as I was going through that taper report is just thinking about how much I appreciate how the principals and other support staff pour through those reports to pull out all the data about their students. It's very tedious, but it's greatly appreciated that you spend that time and energy because it really does help us to get the data that we need for our kiddos, and that's really important. And also just a reminder to faculty and staff, your musical ticket order forms have been emailed to you, so let's make sure we get those turned in. And welcome back for the second semester, and I hope you have a great one.
I just want to say that my no vote on the calendar is not reflective of anyone's time and energy that they put into the calendar. I'm just a strong believer that when we have the community input on something and 76% of those people say that it's good, we shouldn't change it. So I'm looking forward to the musical and all the spring events that go on, and I hope y'all have a great semester.
Thank you for all the kind gifts, and we certainly felt. It's okay, I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
We appreciate all the gestures that everybody made. We really
So
appreciate
sweet.
that.
They were awesome.
Yeah, and that's all I have.
Awesome.
Russell?
Ditto what they all said over there, but I hope you have a great vacation.
That taper
There's
was
no tired like coming back from Christmas vacation that first week. Saturday and Sunday, I was just comatose. So, it's bad this week so far, but good luck on a strong second semester, and they're making fun of me over there. That's not fair.
Just to reiterate, everybody, appreciate all the gifts, the outpouring and support. It's not necessary. We appreciate everything you do. Use school, make sure you get out, support these kids. And there's various activities on every campus within our district. Plenty of opportunities to get out and support those kids. So I encourage everybody to do so. You too. Hope you have a great week.
Stacy, thank you for highlighting your team and the nutrition team. There are so many people behind the scenes that I think that sometimes we just forget. There's constantly people working on our campuses, in our offices, and just so if we don't say it enough, we appreciate you as well. And your hard work does not go unnoticed. You are truly helping us make a difference in the students' lives as well. And I am just grateful for all the outpouring of appreciation. It is not something that we do for recognition. It's truly an honor and a privilege for us to be able to serve this community and serve our students. And don't take that lightly. So thank you.
Dr. Jackson. Just want to offer the board my sincerest appreciation. Your vote of confidence each year around this time means the world. We don't get this work done in silos. All of these people that you heard from tonight are the people with the boots on the ground, including the principals and directors, executive directors and chiefs and potentates and pontiffs and all of these different folks. But I want to also say, this is a reflection of the culture of this community. The work that we are getting done, the gifts of appreciation that our principals and our campuses so graciously brought up for you all tonight. It's a culture, and culture is not something that you do. Culture is something that you feel, and culture is something that you see. And so I want to make sure that we reiterate that. And so I say thank you to the principals, thank you to all of the folks that are here, but a sincere, heartfelt thanks to the board, again, for your vote of confidence in my leadership and the future of this great school district. Thank you so much. Yeah, again, I echo all the sentiments. I know we didn't get to kind of the details of a superintendent contract, but I will say this, he agreed to give us another 25 years. He signed it in blood. So Dr. Jackson's going to be here a long time. We appreciate your leadership, sir, and not just you, but the team. I've said it before. The team that you've brought to us, and the ones that have been here for even a lot longer than that. So thank you for everyone involved. Again, even though we didn't get a pie, I'm a little bitter, but other than that, guys, we really do. Again, it's very humbling that you guys choose to just lavish us on all these gifts and stuff. It's not necessary, as many have mentioned. I just wish we could do that to you guys, for you guys every week, right? It's very, very much appreciated. But again, can't say it enough. We are just in awe of the work you guys do every single day, and the fact that in this day and age, I live with an educator. I could never be an educator because the stuff you guys have to deal with on a daily basis. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And I'll say this, I'm very excited. One of my favorite times of year is getting to see the musical. So we really look forward to that. And it was a reminder tonight of, we love football, right? But like basketball and football, there's so many other things where our district is excelling. So we're excited for all that as well. So I hope you guys have a great January. We look forward to seeing everyone again in February. With that, we are adjourned at 8:57.